Welcome to The Culture. We rest at the pulse of the community, providing all things news, media, fashion, events, and everything that we talk about in between. Documenting our Black powerful history and amplifying our Black voices, one interview at a time. We are The Culture.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Culture. We are closing out, I want to say, Black Women's History Month, Women's History Month, with a just huge show today. I am so excited for our guest today. From the screen to the director's chair, Wendy Raquel Robinson is a powerhouse in entertainment, a champion for culture and community, an NAACP award recipient. She is an actress. She continues to evolve and impact with a 2025 directorial feature, of which we're going to get into later on. She's shaping futures through the Amazing Grace Conservatory, proving that her influence reaches far beyond Hollywood. Welcome to the show, Wendy Raquel Robinson.
Woo woo!
Hi.
Thank you for that amazing introduction, darling. You made me feel so good. I think my self-esteem done lifted about 10 centimeters.
Wendy, your career spans decades. Television, film, theater, production. Yeah, you're doing all of that. What season are you in right now?
Wow, thank you so much for all of that. You know, it's amazing when you say it and you put it in that lens and that perspective. It just makes me think I'm in a season of gratitude, and I'm walking in Thanksgiving, and I am very present. You know, you don't know how long you've been doing something when you do it from your heart. I'm still, deep down inside, I'm still that girl doing plays in my backyard when I was 7 years old. So to hear you, you know, introduce me and say this and that, you know, I mean, I appreciate, you know, the accolades, but it's not about the awards. The real reward comes from just doing the work that I've been doing. So I'm really in a season of gratitude, and I'm in a season of paying it forward. I'm in a season of legacy building, and I think I've done that. And I'm very aware of it, and I want to do it in a very intentional. I mean, my season is intentionality.
Amen.
That's
manifestation, intentionality.
Yes, and being happy. Girl, I just want to be happy at the end of the day, and I am.
Wow,
God.
That's
God
awesome.
so
You deserve it.
Thank you.
You deserve
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
You know, it's Women's History Month, and annually we do this event for women. Our next one is coming up on Monday, and I was speaking to women about coming and you know how I wanted them to be a part of the conversation and to just show up and to remember who they were before they became a mother or a spouse, just to remember at the core who they were. And Wendy, so many women had a problem being able to show up in their true essence of who they are.
Wow.
I'm calling on them. They did not feel worthy.
My God.
And I said, you know, where are we as women when you are blind to who you are in just showing up? Just you showing up is a gift.
Absolutely. You know, when you say blind, is it blind or have we become conditioned? And, you know, and I'll be one to say I suffer from imposter syndrome so many times, you know, and I've even read about it on a deeper level. It's like those who achieve for perfection. And, you know, we want to be the overgivers and this, that, and the other, so that when the accolades and the praises are given to us, we don't know how to receive and to just show up. And so sometimes it does become, you know, I want to say number one, my heart goes out to those women because, one, I'm not a mother and I'm not a wife, but I am a mother of thousands of children that, I live vicariously through the parents. And, I am in love, but I ain't married, and that's a different thing. Amen. But I do
Yes.
want to say, always tap into your inner power. And I have to remember that every day. My affirmations mean more to me now than they ever have, as well as, a good Joel Osteen and a great sermon every day, just to set my day off in the right trajectory. Because it's so easy to get caught up in, oh, I have to be this person today. I have to be that person today. I got to show up, even when my days are heavy and the load is heavy, because it is. The load is heavy. Honey, I got prayer warriors around me. I had church last night because it gets heavy. And you need to make sure that your tribe, that your village, that your surroundings are there. So it's not just once in a blue moon when you got to show up for a panel, or once in a blue moon when you got to show up for a conference, but it's an everyday practice. It is a practice. It is a ritual. Just like you got to brush your teeth and wash your face, you got to say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. I see you, Wendy. I recognize you. Getting up, getting out there and showing up and being your most authentic self. And, the attack starts as soon as you open that door and walk out. There are things coming at you, and for those women, my heart does go out. But to remind yourself on a daily, and even sometimes on the daily, you got to go back and get a check-in. It might be 2 or 3 times on the daily. But take that time to remember, to remind, to refresh, and to know who you are and whose you are, and whatever empowerment you need to pull from. Call a friend, call on a Jesus, call on a prayer, call on whatever you need to call on, but call upon yourself to show up. And it's not easy showing up, but give yourself grace when you do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very real. Yeah.
Now, Wendy, you have stood 10 toes down and you've been seen walking away in 2025, being honored with the Truth Award for your advocacy work.
Wow. Yes,
what was it like to be acknowledged? I mean, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about being the essence of who we are and being able to receive. Were you able to receive? Did you see what they saw in you? Congratulations, first of all.
Well, thank you. Thank you. The Better Brothers of Los Angeles is a wonderful organization that is dedicated to, the health and betterment of our Black men that are LGBTQ and Q plus. Forgive me if I got wrong, but they are my brothers. And I've been an advocate for. The gay and trans community forever, for all my life. I started as a dancer. So, at 7 and 8 years old, some of my best friends, they didn't know it at the time, but they knew it at the time. And I've always been an advocate of just being yourself. I have it painted on the wall, even at my school, to thine own self be true. So whatever your choice is in life, as long as you are kind and decent, I love you, period, at the end of the day. So to recognize me for something that I just do innately, that, who I am, it was from my work, with the school and working with children and working in the community. Like I said, it's not about the award, it's about the reward. And I received my flowers, and I'm just so thankful for that. Yeah. It was a big event. It was huge. Yeah. So it's a wonderful event. They just had the 2026 awards 2 weeks ago and recognized some incredible people. But to be in the caliber of talent that was recognized was truly an honor.
Nice. Now I'm looking behind you. You're in a hotel room.
Wow, you should have told me my backdrop. I needed to be better, but yes, I am.
I'm saying that you are not in California.
No, I'm not.
I want to be nosy. What's going on? What are you doing?
Oh, wow. I'm in Chicago. I've been back and forth in Chicago since January. I'm on the 8th and final season of The Chi. And I'm just so grateful in working with, such an incredible cast and crew, of a legacy show, that really defines the city and shines a light in various aspects of this city. And to be able to be a part of, I want to say, yeah, it's a legacy show, and I'm just really, really honored. So I'm here. It's been a long day. I was like, but girl, I show up for you, girl. I thought today
Yes.
was gonna be an easy day, and here we are. You never know how long it's gonna take to shoot, but like I said, I show up. I enjoy the work. I enjoy
You
the
do.
process, and I'm so grateful. I'm just working with some amazing actors and some amazing directors, that are just really, God, bringing my character to life in so many different ways. And yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a
So you
ride.
said you've been working with some great actors and the director. You stepped into the director chair just here recently with Operation Aunties. What was that
Yes.
experience like for you?
Oh my gosh. So I want to thank our writer, TJ, and his last name escapes me. I'm sorry. It's been a 14-hour day. But this wonderful script came to me from All Black Network, and it was in its rawest form. And I was able to be paired with this incredible writer. Actually, he's from Chicago. And we started, doing rewrites. He had this amazing concept about a fictitious, I want to say, a ride share company called. Lord, now, oh God, I'm forgetting what it's called. Oh Jesus. Anyway, it was a rideshare company that was snatching these young girls,
Oh
and
Lord.
it delved into the world of crypto and Bitcoin and trafficking and all of that, and we were really able to tap into some amazing things because you've been told all your life not to get into a car with strangers, but here we are every day,
Yeah.
between Uber, Lyft, and this fictitious rideshare service that was trafficking young girls and selling
Mm,
them on the dark web. And it's based on a true story. So,
mm.
and then we look at, the Guthrie and things that are happening in the real world and abductions and things like that. So I was able to not only work with incredible talents, from Tisha Campbell to Melissa DeSouza. Those were my two leads. And the incredible writing team, producing team that we had, and to bring a story to life that not only had meaning and purpose, but it was a ride. There were comedic moments, there were serious moments, there were moments of wow, this is really sobering because this is very real, and
Mhm.
just how the drivers would drug the girls and then take them into a deep dark world, and
Mm,
it's happening. And these are
mhm.
the stories of the young Black girls or Black and brown girls that we're not hearing, the missing girls, where are missing girls going? What is really
Right.
happening? So it was a call to action on so many ways. And it was a call to just being mindful. And it was a passion piece that I did. And I was able to sit in that director's chair and bring it to life. And I had so much fun and freedom. And I love directing, darling. Not just because I'm
Yes.
boss. No. But in all sincerity, it was an amazing journey, and I think I'm a pretty damn good director, if I could say so myself, because we created magic in 10 days.
Mm.
We really did. Yeah.
Now, you have been directing, producing, writing for like 30 years, especially as it relates to what you described the last time you were here. We were talking about Amazing Grace Conservatory. You said it
Mm-hmm.
was your calling, your
Mm-hmm.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Marla Gibbs passed the torch to you.
Mm-hmm.
You started it with dear friend, your best friend, Tracy.
Yes.
Uh, I am checking in on Amazing Grace Conservatory to just
Wow.
see where are you now? Are you looking to expand? How are the alumna doing? Where is
Wow.
Amazing Grace Conservatory?
Thank you so much for checking in with that. Well, one, we are blessed and highly favored. It is our
Amen.
29th season of production. We just finished casting for The Greatest Showman, and I'm really excited because it's never been done as a play, so to speak. So we're taking a lot of creative ooh, nuances and bringing this to life. We have a production May 17th and actually May 16th and 17th in Los Angeles that is going up. And I have a wonderful director that I've brought in. So we're expanding our creative team. We're taking a mission trip and going to Uganda in
Mm.
June. Yes, to do some mission work with a wonderful middle school that is there. That one of our alumni, Mr. David Curtis, he has a Building Hope project that he started in partnership with Uganda and taking different people over to Uganda, but we're doing a cultural exchange in Uganda. Really, really excited about that. And just as we embark on our 30th anniversary, which is coming up, and just looking at all of the amazing alumni, who many of which their children are now my students. So
Wow.
that's like, what is happening and what is going on? But still shining a light on so many that are doing incredible things, from Zosha Rockamore, who's now on Forever, which is on
Mhm.
Netflix in their second
Mm.
season. And her daughter is actually one of my students now. And so
Wow.
seeing that legacy component just to continue to reign, and, so many incredible directors that are coming out of there, and DPs. And so now it's like looking to your left and to your right, with the Issa Rays that are here, was also an
Mhm.
alumni. Even looking at this new generation of wonderful college graduates. I'm really proud of, we have 100% high school graduation rate, but also our alumni that are coming out of college and now coming back, not only to AGC in terms of collaboration, but many of our staff, I want to say about 70% of our staff are AGC alum.
I
So
was
when you
gonna
ask
ask you
what's going
that.
on, girl, you ask what's going on with AGC, girl, it is the gift that
Wow.
keeps on giving. You know how they say the goose that laid the golden egg, that laid the golden egg, that laid the golden egg, the egg is still laying and it's
That's
hatching, and it's such an incredible cycle. So we've expanded our media arts department and spoken word department, and now we're filming our young people doing their original pieces and going into original content. And just the sky is truly the limit, in
mm,
terms of what we're doing and providing opportunity in a world that seems so, there are no jobs, but we've been able to not only create content, but to create opportunity. And I think that's the
mhm.
greatest thing I'm most proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations again.
Thank you. And to get into this podcast world, girl, just like you, honey, we're trying to curate the culture. Yeah, we're doing
Yes.
it for the
Yes.
culture, girl. We really are. Absolutely.
Now, as it relates to Hollywood, Wendy, where
Mm-hmm.
are Black women now? Are we in the director's chairs running the show? Are we still needing things that we've just discussed and haven't brought to fruition? Where do you think Black women are now in Hollywood?
I think we are everywhere you just described.
Mhm.
We are as limited as our imagination. So many Black women now are behind the camera,
Mhm.
producing, directing. Uh, I don't look at it as a glass half empty. I look at it as half full. The
Mhm.
Shonda Rhimes of them all running studios. I look at the Mara Brockett Kills, show running and getting accolades, and, having her show on Netflix. I look at even Terry J. Vaughn, who created and had her show on Netflix and employs so many African Americans. I look at, whew, wow, even Unreasonable Doubt, and all of the showrunners, that are on there, and the talent that's there. I look at the Shy. Oh my God. Forgive me,
Mhm.
Lord. Lena Waithe and what she is doing and giving first time directors an opportunity to come in. And, you have legacies like Robert Townsend directing, but then you also have so many, Black female writers that are not only writing incredible scripts, but are now directing. She gave Yolanda Ross, who played Jada on the show, she did her directorial debut. So I'm seeing the playing field open up. It's opening up ever so slowly, but I think we are walking through and we're marching through stronger together. If you even look at the Oscars and what Sinners did, all of the wonderful, the sisters that were nominated and the sisters that were in the best acting film, you got Regina and you got Diana, you got, everybody that's there. And I see more opportunity for us. I have to look at it that way. I look at what you're doing, and using your platform. I look at, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all these different platforms that are allowing us to share our voices. And we have a lot more choices than we did before. I'm excited about it. I really am. And call me, sorry, Chicago, you hear all the sirens.
Chicago, yeah.
It is what it is, darling. But, I have to look at it optimistically, realistically. And I am truly an optimist. I see what I'm doing with Amazing Grace Conservatory and the incredible, women that I'm aligned with, in that area, that are, teaching and directing and, coming in with all this yumminess. And I think it's a great time for theater as well. I look at Debbie Allen and Joe Turner and what's going on with that, and Taraji, and, Meg the Stallion is doing, Broadway. And it's like, wait, what is happening? Women are doing, sisters are doing it for themselves, and we are really diversifying the platforms from which we can be seen. So we're not just this monolith, there's the Kerry Washingtons who's doing it too, and and I think we're very intentional. I want to say we are. I want to say at least I am, that, hey, I got it, you got it, we all got it together.
Right.
I think we are definitely stronger together. Collaboration and not competitiveness. So that's where our strength is. So I'm excited about that.
Wendy, let's leave on this note. What message do you want our audience to know or be reminded of as they walk boldly in their purpose?
Wow. To walk boldly in your purpose, but never forget about who you are. And I want to take it full circle to the first thing that you mentioned about the women, well, I'm just a wife, and not just a wife or just a mother, but remember who you are and walking in your purpose. Tap into that inner child. Don't forget the inner child. Have fun and play. Life is so short. It is so precious. I've lost 4 people this week. I'm grieving, for my dear friend Kiki Shepherd, my accountant's husband of over 35 years, one of my students from AGC. It's just, life is precious.
It is.
It's precious, and it ain't promised. The only promise we have is to live and to be present. And to be present. We don't have yesterday, and we don't have tomorrow. All we have is right now. And to take the most and live in that moment and love everyone that you can love on. I love you, Jessica.
I love
and
you,
I love
Wendy.
your family. That's how I was like, okay, I'm here for you, girl. I was like, okay, we gonna do this.
Yes.
But take time to make the time and be intentional with your time, because time is precious. So that's my message.
And we thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, baby.
We know that you are out there blazing trails, taking the door open for somebody else to come behind you.
I'm trying, girl. I'm trying as much as I can. It ain't
we
easy,
see
girl.
you.
I do what I get.
We see you.
I get it how I live it.
Praying for you. Yes. Keep going. We love you. We see you. We will see you next time. And thank you all for joining us for another edition of The Culture. We'll see you next week.
The Culture is produced and owned by Hip Rockstar Media and is distributed by the Culture Media Group. It cannot be reproduced or broadcast without